Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. This story is about, what if Naruto had a unique power? If you enjoy watching my videos, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications to never miss out when I post videos. Let me know down in the comments if you want more parts of this series. With all that said, let's start the video. Chapter 5, Come Back Itachi, Showdown against Mujo. Naruto pulled out his newly made blade and faced the test dummies that Mr. Higurashi had set out. Naruto charged his blade, activating the seal on it, and swung it, releasing the links, and the blades cut through the left shoulder of the dummy. Naruto sent a surge of chakra into the blade, releasing the spring-loaded blades. He jerked the snake-like blade back, ripping the dummy to shreds before it linked itself back together. Mr. Higurashi began to clap, but Naruto said to him, "I'm not done yet." As he charged more chakra into the blade, enough to make 10 shadow clones, and with a slash another whirlwind of black flame flew a new dummy, and after it died down there was nothing left of it. Kakashi walked up to the next dummy and activated the seal on his claw shot and said, "I guess it's my turn," he said, pointing the claw shot at the dummy, and with a click the claw shot at the dummy, grabbing its head, and it began to retrace, taking the head with it. "Well, that's the most of it, but there is one more feature to them. Ready, bro?" Naruto stated as he received a nod from Kakashi. Kakashi locked and pointed the claw shot at Naruto, who was in a defensive position with his swords in front of him. With another click from the claw shot, it launched at Naruto, and just before impact a white barrier came to life and deflected the blow. At this, Mr. Higurashi was clapping, for he would now have popular weapon on sale in his shop. "Those are some pretty powerful weapons. What are their names?" Naruto smiled, for he already knew the answer. "This here is my razor maelstrom, the one big bro over there has is called the claw shot, and the first one I had you make molds for is called Ryuhu's wings," Naruto said as he walked up to Mr. Higurashi and handed him a folder, which he got a confused look from the old man. "In this folder it has more details on how to build them and how to put them together step by step, and finally there is a copy of my seal, and I'm only going to say this once anybody other than the Hokage ask for that seal, do not let them have it, or our deal is null and void. You have my word as an ex-shinobi that no one will get this seal," he said as Naruto and Kakashi walked away. "Father, why are you crying?" Tenten asked as she walked up to him. Browse just in Community Forum Beta's story search Naruto plus Scried crossover /Naruto_N_Scried_crossovers /1402/1800/+ "Because that boy right there just saved our shop from bankruptcy," he said, tears falling from his eye full force. Naruto and Kakashi split ways at the bank. That when Naruto had an idea, why not just get a gift for Hinata? He had a family now, he should get gifts for all of them. Naruto walked in and withdrew another hefty amount of money and was off. He made 3 shadow clones and split the money up between them. He sent one to the tailors to pick up the orders. He sent the next one to the supply store to pick up rations that could last at least a month and camping gear big enough for 2 and a tent for Jiraiya, and the last clone he sent to that little jewelry store to pick something up for Anko. Naruto went in search of Jiraiya, as to where he found him right in front of the woman's section at the hot springs. Naruto knew Jiraiya had something Kakashi would die for, and Naruto got just that the new hadn't been released yet, Ich Paradise, but he had to bribe him with 2 things. 1, he had to stop calling him Pervy Sage, and 2 was to give him one of his new designed weapons, which he would have gave him anyway. With the clone at the jewelry store, he was greeted with hugs and thank yous left and right until it stopped, which made him sad. He browsed their goods when he found a perfect piece of jewelry for Anko. It was a kunai made out of a diamond hooked on a yellow gold chain. "A miss?" the clone said, getting the clerk's attention. "How much is that one there?" "Again, you have a good eye. That one is 53,549 yen. She said. "Wrap it up, cause I'll take it, the clone half shouted. The clerk left and a few moments later she returned with a purple elongated box with said necklace. He thanked her and left. Later that night the gang plus Jiraiya were sitting in the living room chatting and this got Naruto. Hinata's stutter was almost non-existent. But the talking soon died down as Naruto started to make an announcement. "Okay, I just wanted to say Hinata, you know I love you, so I got you a few gifts," he said as he unsealed 3 boxes, one large, one medium and one small. He handed them to her and she opened the small box first and she was in tears. She tackled him down and kissed him passionate kiss, in which everyone else in the room was laughing. Hinata let go and opened the next box, which made her repeat her first action. They were 3 lavender jackets like her old ones, but these had the Uzumaki clan crest upon the sleeves. And the last one made Hinata confused. The twin arm blade were a dark violet just like her hair. But it's not that she didn't like them, but why was Naruto giving her weapons? "What, you don't like them?" "It's not that I don't like them, but why are you giving me weapons?" she asked timidly. "This is actually a joint weapon that I made to protect you from harm. Not only can they hurt, but they also act like a shield to protect you, and I also had those jackets made with the same fabric as my left glove, and I had 2 special seals put on the sleeves so that you have easy access to them, and as long as they exist I'm alive. If they disappear, well, let's just hope they don't. I'll even show you how they work," he said, standing up holding up the blades. "Hey Naruto, that's very rude that you forgot about you big brother and sister," Anko said with a small pout. "Who said I forgot? Kakashi got half his gift and I'm about to give them to you before me and Kakashi show how these weapons work. Oh, and Anko, I made sure yours was extra sharp," he said, unsealed 3 boxes and a wrapped rectangle. He handed 1 box to Jiraiya and the rectangle to Kakashi and the last 2 boxes to Anko. Seconds later Anko had opened the first box and Kakashi his gift. They both stared wide-eyed and both of them grabbed Naruto into a big bear hug. Later they all stood outside and watched Naruto worked with Hinata's blades. They saw they had a button on the grip so that they could be moved from a blade to a shield-like gauntlet, or they could connect to the full blade-like shield. "I call these Ryuhu's wings. I designed them just for you and I put a piece of my altar in it so that you'll always have me with you and to let you know I'm alive," he said as he gave them back and told her how to activate the seal, and she did so and sealed them away in her new jacket. And the Kakashi and Naruto demonstrated how the seal and weapons worked. Later that night Hinata and Naruto were packing and Naruto had a bad feeling about this trip, so he walked down to the weapons vault and sealed 5 Fama shurikens and 3 Demon Wind shurikens into his glove. And he knew he would need some new techniques in his arsenal, so he sent 8 clones to the library to search for clan jutsu. About an hour later they retuned with a ton of scrolls of Uzumaki techniques, but nothing on Namikaze's techniques. They had even brought him a book on the Uzumaki taijutsu. He sealed all the scrolls into a storage scroll along with the forbidden scroll of sealing. After that Naruto and Hinata drifted into a peaceful sleep. About 4:30 Kazuma woke Naruto up. Naruto nudged Hinata to wake up so they could get changed and get to the gates. When they arrived they saw not only Jiraiya but Kakashi waiting for them. "Hey big bro, are you coming too?" "No, I'm just here to give you this," he said as he handed Naruto an old diary. "It was your mother's. Every full moon she would go into a trance for 3 days, and when she came out of it she write in this all day. I tried to read it once but didn't get anything she was talking about," he said as he disappeared in a poof of smoke. Naruto smiled as the trio left on the search for Tsunade. About a full day of traveling they stopped in a small town and rented a room for the night, and Jiraiya left to search for information on Tsunade. About an hour later Hinata was snuggled up in Naruto's arms while Naruto had started to read the diary when there has a knock on the door. Naruto got up and walked to the door. He felt 2 strong chakra Signatures one he had never felt before, but the second he hadn't felt since he was 7. "Hinata, whatever happens, do not come out of this room," she nodded as he walked out of the room. 2 men wearing black cloches with red clouds on them stood before him. One looked like a mutant fish and the other was none other than Itachi Uchiha. At this Naruto smirked. "Hello Itachi, you look well, other than your eye look like they're fading. Naruto Uzumaki, you will come with us," Itachi stated with no emotion in his voice. "So this is the boy who holds the 9-tailed fox. Doesn't look like much. Let me cut off one of his legs so he doesn't get away," the fish man said as started laughing. "What's so funny, brat?" the fish man asked. "Naruto, you think I have the fox? That's a riot. There is no such thing. To prove it, I'll summon him," he said as he ran through the seals and yelled, "Kazuma," and in a poof of smoke Kazuma stood in front of the 2 men. "He is right, there is no 9-tailed fox. I turned into a fox as I came into your world looking for a man named Mujo," he said as the 2 men were shocked at what they saw. "Itachi, I wanted to tell you you've been pardoned for your crime so you can come back to Konoha," Naruto stated when a voice was heard yelling at Itachi. He turned around to see Sasuke. "Itachi, today you die," he yelled, charging at Itachi with a chidori in his hand. Before Sasuke could hit, Itachi grabbed Sasuke's wrist, breaking it by accident. So he flung Sasuke to the other end room and performed his Tsukiyomi on him. As Sasuke's screams could be heard, Itachi slowly walked to Naruto and said, "We'll be in Konoha in 1 month. We will see you then," he said as Itachi blew a hole in the wall and left. Not even a second later, Jiraiya came in the room yelling, "What the hell happened here, and who the hell are you?" he shouted, pointing at Kazuma. "This is Kazuma, or you might know him as Kyuubi," Naruto said, shocking Jiraiya, "and to answer your first question, we just had a run-in with a hero that saved both me and old man Hokage from certain death," he said as Guy came flying in, giving a kick to Jiraiya. The shortly after left with Sasuke asking Jiraiya to bring back Tsunade. After that transition they all settled down and Naruto and Kazuma told their story, which left Hinata and Jiraiya baffled when they finished. "Well kids, I guess I'll start your training tomorrow, so get some sleep. I'll be back in the morning and we'll leave for the next town." Later that night Naruto couldn't sleep, so he stayed up reading his mom's diary, which was the weird part. He knew what she was talking about. "Kazuma, this is your world, but how?" "Well, your dad's letter did say I could send you to another dimension, so it's my world she talking about. But she has a lot of detailed drawings of something called car. Hey, I just had a great idea. If we can convert it one of my world's cars, you could have a car here that runs on chakra. How are we going to that? I'm going send you a mental image of everything I need and you need to imagine it here and I'll tell you when I figure it out." It went on like that for about 2 hours. When Kazuma finished, he unsealed a few of his clan scrolls and the scroll of sealing and began to read, and by morning he had learned 3 flame jutsu and 2 wind jutsu when Jiraiya told him to get ready to go. Along the way Jiraiya had shown Naruto and Hinata a jutsu called the Rasengan. Unfortunately for Jiraiya, Naruto had his Nekrogan activated, so he got the jutsu down on his first try. But Hinata got as far as the rubber ball stage when she ran into trouble. Naruto helped her as much as he could, but she kept turning down his help. But he did manage to teach her 2 jutsu, the blood clone and the shadow clone jutsu, which in the end helped her out a lot. But his training was a lot more hectic than hers. He would make 10 shadow clone and made half of them perform kunai balancing and the other half read the book on his clan's taijutsu. After he would give his clones their jobs, Naruto would make 15 blood clones. He would have the first 5 practice his altar in both stages, the next 5 he would have trained with his Nekrogan and jutsus, and the final 5 he drew gravity seals on each of their limbs and made each seal 100 pounds each. He did this every day for a week, and every time he dispelled his clones they passed out right there from chakra depletion and fatigue. Naruto and Kazuma had been out of touch for that week until he passed out. He found himself in front of Kazuma. Dude, it's about time you got here. I finished our little project prototype, follow me. Kazuma said as he walked out the door. Naruto followed. When Naruto walked outside he saw a Jeep like Kazuma used to drive in his world. Wow, you made this? Yup, and it doesn't run on anything but chakra, and the best part, it doesn't take a lot to go a long way. He said, showing him how to work it, which wasn't hard. You charge enough chakra into the steering wheel to start it. Putting enough chakra into the wheel to equal one shadow clone could get you 20 miles. Kazuma teaching Naruto to drive stopped at a cliff overlooking the ocean. They watched the sun set. Naruto looked at Kazuma, who looked deep in thought. Kazuma, you okay, man? Yes, I was thinking about the Rasengan. It's made of pure chakra, but what if you added you elemental chakra to it? How strong would it be? I'll try it the second I wake up tomorrow. But first summon me first so I can start the schematics on this car. I'll start right away. Okay, but that will be sooner than you think. Naruto said as he began to vanish. He awoke in his tent with Hinata snuggled next to him. He quickly escaped her grasp and walked out into the cool morning air. He flashed through the summoning seals and summoned Kazuma. The second he did, he pulled out a scroll and unsealed it to have a huge stack of graphed paper and pens and pencils and a sharpener. This should hold you for a while, Naruto said, walking off. Naruto had finished painting the second Hokage's seal on his right hand, then placed his glove back on and formed a Rasengan in his hand. Then came the hard part. He began to load his wind and hellfire chakra into the Rasengan, and it started to elongate into a cylinder bullet shape, and it held for a few seconds, then it blew up in his face. Hey, try doing that with your altar. That power will break your arm, Kazuma yelled. Naruto was mad. He knew he could do this, but then a thought popped in his head. It would only take less time if he used clones. He slit his wrist slightly to draw some blood and made 30 blood clones. He made 10 work with the gravity seals and his family's taijutsu, and the rest were with him to work on the jutsu. All 20 clones plus Naruto activated their altar and necrogan, and they began the process of maintaining it. The longest that it could be held was 2 minutes. The longer it was held, the more violent it spun. About 3 hours later he was low on chakra, so he let the clones dispel themselves and gained what little chakra they had left and walked over to Kazuma. Hey dude, you got far, and so did I. In fact, I'm done, he said proudly. Good, you can hand over the section on molding and forging, said, not even getting a bit of retaliation from Kazuma. Yeah, well, I'm bushed. I'm going to go get some sleep. Talk to you later, Kazuma said in a big yawn and disappeared in a cloud of smoke. Naruto pulled one storage scroll and one message scroll and sealed the schematics and a large sum of money inside the scroll. Next he wrote a message to Old Man Higurashi. Dear Mr. Higurashi, Naruto again. Right now I'm away from Konoha and I'm sure you busy, but I have a big project I'm working on the second I get back. But no, it's not a weapon, but will be just as great. I not only need you to make the molds but also forged each piece. In the storage scroll are the schematics and a down payment, but please do this for me. I'll repay you somehow. Sincerely, Naruto. Then Naruto summoned a messenger toad using half his remaining chakra and sent it off to its destination. Just as Naruto finished that transition, Jiraiya showed up yelling. I found her. She is 1 mile from here, so get ready, we leave now. After a while running up a hill fenced in by stone, they came to a stop when they saw a blonde-haired lady wearing a green short-sleeved jacket that said, Slug Queen, on the back. And there was another young with short black hair lady wearing a black kimono holding a pig. But that's not what hooked Naruto. He could feel Orochimaru's aka Mujo's energy in the air, and his only thought was, he was here now. Where did he go? Looking all around himself with his necrogan but could not find him. Tsunade, long time no see. Jiraiya, to what do I owe this displeasure? I have some matters to discuss with you. Fine, let's just get to a more tolerable setting, she said, walking away. 10 minutes later in a bar on the other side of town sat Naruto, Hinata and Jiraiya across from Tsunade and her apprentice Shizune and her pig Tun Tun. After they had settled in, Tsunade pulled out a deck of cards, shuffled them and dealt them between herself and Jiraiya, and they began a game of poker when Tsunade finally broke the awkward silence. "So what is it you need from me, Jiraiya? I'm sure you didn't come to chat, did you?" she asked, taking a large drink from a bottle of sake. "I'm here because you have been elected as Hokage and I'm to bring you back," he said as Tsunade glared at him then snorted. "No, only a fool who wants to die an early death would ever want to be Hokage," she said with a sarcastic tone. But those words were the worst mistake she had ever made, as those words cut deep and pissed him off. Hinata felt Naruto's killing intent grow and she tried to calm him down. "Naruto, I know you're mad, but please calm down," she pleaded. "I'm sorry, Angel, but I've got to give her a piece of my mind," he said as he looked at Tsunade with his Nekrogan blazing. "And you? How dare you insult my father and old man Sarutobi? They were real heroes unlike you. A old hag hiding behind a genjutsu to mask your age. If you ever insult them in front of me again, I don't care if you are a woman, I'll beat the hell out of you," he yelled as Tsunade stood up, reaching his eye level and saying, "Is that a challenge, brat?" "Yes it is, how about we take it outside?" he yelled as she nodded and followed him out of the bar. They both took their chosen side of the street. Tsunade held up one finger saying. Hinata ran out of the bar and yelled, "Naruto, please be careful." "I will, Angel. I only need this one finger to beat you," she said. Naruto muttered, "Whatever," and charged at her with his fist blazing with hellfire and trying out his family's taijutsu but failed, as the third punch he threw was blocked by Tsunade. Then she flicked his forehead, sending him to the other side of the street. Naruto was already tired from his training from earlier today, so he had to finish this soon. "Hey brat, why do you care so much about the title Hokage?" Tsunade asked him. "Because that is my dream, I want to protect the village and my precious people," he said, earning a shocked look from Tsunade. She dropped her head as memories of her dead brother and boyfriend haunted her thoughts. Naruto saw this and tried to take advantage of this, taking the last of his chakra and formed his new unstable Rasengan and charged at the slug Sannin. Tsunade snapped out of her trance and saw the incoming attack. Taking the defensive, slammed her finger into the ground, which made a 8-foot-long 1-foot deep crack in the street, making Naruto fall face first. His jutsu hit the ground, making a red-hot 5-foot-deep crater. Tsunade turned to Jiraiya and said, "Jiraiya, what do you think you're doing teaching the boy a powerful technique that he will never be able to learn?" Jiraiya was about to speak when Naruto spoke up. "He didn't teach me this, I took the Rasengan and added my elemental affinities to it. I call it the Resin Hell Bullet. It's not done, but I'll finish it in 3 days, you'll see," he said, standing up, gripping his right arm with little drops of blood coming off his fingers. But Tsunade did not see the blood. "You seem pretty confident about this. Well, I'll make you a bet. If you can finish that jutsu in 1 week, I'll come back to Konoha with you. Hell, I'll even throw this necklace that belonged to my grandfather, the first Hokage, in, but if you lose you have to hand over to me," she said, waiting for his reply but only got a nod. After that, Naruto and Hinata made their way to a hotel down the block for the night. As they left, Shizune took her leave, leaving Jiraiya and Tsunade at the bar. They went back inside and ordered another round of sake and talked about what they had done up till now. Then Tsunade asked an unusual question. "So what made you take the container of Kyubi and a Hyuga as your apprentices?" Jiraiya looked over at her and said, "Naruto is a container, yes, but believe me when I say this, there is no such being as Kyubi, plus he is the son of Minato and Kushina. As for Hinata, she is Naruto's girlfriend. He asked me take her on too. The girl has been through a lot. She has almost died twice and she was disowned. If not for Naruto she might have killed herself. Jiraiya said, shocking Tsunade to the core. Wow, Jiraiya, you sure know how to choose your students. Yes, I do, but there is a bigger matter we have to deal with. What did Orochimaru want from you? Tsunade looked at him with a look that said, oh crap. We just talked, nothing more nothing less, so it does not concern you, she stated, dropping the subject. The next morning Naruto woke up and changed, washed up and had a little to eat something. Then as he opened the door to leave and there stood Shizun. Hello again, I need to tell you something, she said. What is it? He asked. I know you made that bet with Lady Tsunade, but you cannot accept that necklace. It may be valuable, but everyone else who has ever worn it has died. It serves as a reminder to her past, she said, getting a look from Naruto that told her he understood. Listen, I'm not interested in the necklace. All I care about is proving her wrong and getting her to Konoha, Naruto said, walking away to go train with a new determination. Naruto found a deserted clearing and made 50 blood clones and 10 shadow clones, which took away half of his chakra. He ordered the shadow clones to read in his clan's techniques and in the forbidden scroll of sealing. He ordered 10 blood clones to increase the weight on the gravity seals to 200 pounds and for them to practice his clan's taijutsu. He made 5 blood clones to train with the Nekrogen and Jutsu and another 5 train with his altar. He had the last 30 clones to work with him, activating his altar. Started working the resin hell bullet. While Naruto was off training, Hinata went off to find Tsunade, who was just 3 rooms away. She knocked on her door and sure enough Tsunade came to the door. Well, if it isn't Hinata, what can I do for you, my dear? Tsunade asked sweetly. Well, I was wondering if you could teach me a few medical techniques? She asked shyly. Tsunade smiled at this. Jiraiya wasn't lying when he told me you had a confidence problem, but yeah, I first need to know what your elemental affinities. Do you know what they are? Hinata nodded. Wind and water. Tsunade's smile grew even wider. Not only was she a Hyuga with an interest in medical arts, she had an affinity that only made the technique stronger, which was water. Great. Come on in, I'll start your training right now. With that, Hinata became Tsunade's temporary apprentice. Back with Naruto, he trained his ass into the ground, working on his new jutsu till he had barely had enough chakra to keep him awake. He would pitch his tent and sleep, then start with the same routine the next day. He did this for 5 days, gaining a little progress with the resin hell bullet every day. His clones came up with 3 new hand sealless techniques that channeled through his sword. He learned 1 clan art jutsu and 1 jutsu from the forbidden scroll, A/N. Okay, you're only going to see 1 of his new jutsu and 1 of his clan jutsu in this chapter. But on the 5th day he overdid it and passed out from a major chakra drain. Luckily for Naruto, Shizun had been spying on him. She scooped him up and took him back to the hotel where Tsunade did a checkup on him. So how is he, Lady Tsunade? She asked. He has both severe chakra and fire burns, plus he has exhausted all his chakra. The earliest he'll wake up is 3 days from now. Looks like you lost, kid, Tsunade said, walking away. Lady Tsunade, I know what tomorrow is and I can't let you go through with it, Shizun said, trying to stop Tsunade. Shizun, you have no idea what I plan on doing, so shut up, Tsunade said before knocking the poor girl out. Walking to the bar Jiraiya, she took a sobering pill which cuts the effect of alcohol in half so she would be able to be in peak performance in a few hours. She and Jiraiya drank the night away until she slipped a drug into his sake, knocking him out. From there she made her way to where she was to meet Orochimaru. 3 hours later Naruto awoke from his sleep to see Shizun's unconscious form on the floor. He wasted no time waking her up. Shizun looked up at Naruto, then went wide-eyed. and grabbed Naruto's jacket frantically asking. "What day is it? What time is it? It's Monday morning. Why? Tsunade is going to meet Orochimaru to make a deal with him," Shizen said, getting Naruto's attention. Naruto made a shadow clone and ordered it to stay with Shizen as Naruto ran to the window. "Where are you going?" she asked. "To pay that bastard Orochimaru a visit," Naruto said, taking off, activating his Nekrogan's Byakugan feature, looking for Tsunade. He found her within seconds, and what he saw shocked him. Was she was fighting. But who she was fighting was the man who helped him through the second exam in the Chunin exam, Kabuto. See, this made Naruto run faster. Just a few seconds away, Naruto stared, flashing through 10 hand signs, leaping in the air to see Kabuto running at a blood-covered Tsunade, ready for a killing blow. As Naruto finished his hand signs, engulfing his right arm in black flame, yelling, "Uzumaki art, Hell Dragon Jutsu," as a dragon made of black flame shot at Kabuto. Kabuto barely dodged and jumped back to Orochimaru's side. "Well, Orochimaru, it's good to see you in bad health, or should I say Mujo?" Naruto said, drawing his sword. With one swing it both separated and created a hug black flame whirlwind, taking the separated blade, sucking it in the vortex as Naruto yelled, "Uzumaki art, Necro Maelstrom." Kabuto saw the attack coming and bit his thumb and slammed his palm to the ground, summoning a huge wall with a face on it. Naruto's attack slammed into the wall, making a huge dent in it before it disappeared out of existence. Orochimaru aka Mujo's smile grew, making him say, "So you know who I am. It doesn't matter, you'll have to do better than that to beat me or my associate here." "Oh, I'll do better than that," Naruto said, opening his mind link with Kazuma. "Hey Kazuma, do you want in on this fight?" "Hell yeah, I do." "Well, Mujo, an old friend of yours, would like to play," Naruto said, summoning Kazuma, shocking Orochimaru. Just as he did this, Hinata, Shizen and Jiraiya arrived to the scene. But Tsunade was sure Naruto would be killed, so she yelled to him, "Naruto, get away, they're too strong for you. They'll kill you," she yelled. Hinata also wanted to say something, but he had to do this. "Shut up, you old grandma, this is something I've got to do. Besides, what's scarier, blood or dying without accomplishing anything?" Naruto said with venom in his voice. "Naruto, you take the guy on the left, I'll take Mujo for now," Kazuma said. Naruto sheathed his sword and raised his right arm while Kazuma did the same. Naruto then shouted his new favorite phrase, "Darkness falls, be reborn." Both Kazuma's and his arms split into 3 different sections and forced back together by rings, which, as Naruto had told Jiraiya and Hinata, flashback 2 weeks ago. Naruto was training his Nekrogan and Kazuma was trying desperately to activate his altar but couldn't. "Well kid, looks like I really don't have an altar anymore, so we might as well work on yours," Kazuma said, receiving a nod from the blonde. Naruto took his stance and with a yell of "Darkness falls, be reborn," his altar formed. But that when the strangest thing happened, Kazuma's altar began to form also, /n. Okay, if you don't know what Kazuma's or Naruto's altar looks like, look it up, because it's a pain in the ass to explain, and Naruto's altar is in chapter 1. This shocked them both. "How did you just activate your altar, Kazuma?" "I think you have to have your altar activated for me to use mine, which is cool because we can now have an altar spar," Kazuma said, as he and Naruto had the biggest power house spar in Naruto's life, with Kazuma winning. End flashback. Naruto and Kazuma dashed at Kabuto and Orochimaru with Jiraiya in serious fatigue followed Kazuma. Naruto started with his blackout first bullet on Kabuto, which hit him dead on. But Kabuto just got back up as if nothing happened. "That was a strong attack, but you'll have to do better to beat me," Kabuto said as he charged at Naruto, flashing through a set of hand signs yelling, "Chakra Scalpel." Naruto Wanting to save his last 2 bullets, switched to his special taijutsu. His hand covered in black flame with his nekrogan flaring. After a series of punches from Naruto, Kabuto found an opening and used his chakra-charged fists and hit Naruto's left arm, making it temporarily useless. The pain was so bad to Naruto he cried out. Kazuma and Jiraiya were in a real jam. Somehow Orochimaru, or Mujo as Kazuma kept calling him, had somehow summoned his ultimate summon, Manda, who was not happy. Kazuma was down to his last bullet and Jiraiya couldn't use a lot of his chakra yet. Mujo looked over at Kabuto and Naruto, who had just used his final bullet and missed. Kabuto had hit Naruto's leg with his chakra scalpel, which made Mujo smiled even bigger. Kabuto, forget the boy and Fini sh Tsunade and take the girl, she may be useful to me, Mujo ordered. Kabuto hit Naruto's chest with his chakra scalpel and said, "Now you will slowly die as your heart collapse in on itself," he said as he then slapped him out of the way and dashed at Tsunade. Hinata unsealed her Ryuhu's wings and dashed in front of Tsunade, trying to protect her. Kabuto stopped and grabbed Hinata's neck and held her in the air, whispering in her ear, "I'll enjoy watching Lord Orochimaru experiment on you." He tossed her aside and lunged at Tsunade with a kunai. But it didn't hit her, it hit something black. The black thing turned out to be Naruto, enveloped in black energy. "You made 2 mistakes just now, bastard. You hurt my girlfriend and attacked one of my friends," Naruto yelled in a demonic voice as his altar changed. Once again his arm disappeared and reformed. Had its mechanical yet demonic look to it, and a mechanical-like dragon wing formed on his back. He pulled back his arm and thrusted it into Kabuto's stomach, yelling. Shadow Shock bullet burst, sending Kabuto flying. Naruto felt his heart slowly stopping, but he couldn't stop yet. He looked over at Kazuma's and Jiraiya's fight. Jiraiya was on the ground and Kazuma had just been chewed out of existence. A/N, remember he's a summon, he can't die yet, plus he is a part of Naruto. Naruto saw how powerful Mujo was without his arms and thought he had one shot. His unfinished Rasengan. Taking the last of his chakra, he formed his resin hell bullet in his altered hand. But this time it was 100% stable. Taking flight, rushing at Manda and Orochimaru with his arm extended, his arm ripping through the bottom of Manda's mouth and hitting Mujo, yelling, "Resin hell bullet." The force of it not only hurt Mujo but sending him flying back at least 70 yards. Unfortunately for Naruto, he didn't kill him. With the help of Kabuto he escaped. Naruto wanted to chase but just at that moment his heart stopped and he fell to the ground. Tsunade and Hinata ran to Naruto's side. Tsunade looked for his pulse but found none. She ripped open his shirt and using her chakra tried to start his heart again. But after the 6th try she was in tears along with Hinata. But Hinata was hysterically crying, saying, "Naruto, don't die on me, you promised to marry me so you can't die." She cried as 2 glowing tears fell from her eyes into Naruto's mouth. Just as the tears hit Naruto's heart, began to beat, and he opened his eye and said, "I am going to marry you and grandma, that necklace is mine now," Naruto said, passing out. Tsunade took off her necklace around Naruto's neck, smiling along with Hinata, thanking Kami that he was alive. The next day Naruto was back in complete health as they all sat in Tsunade's room because she wanted to tell them something. "Okay, listen up, since Naruto won the bet, I'm going to come back with you to be Hokage, and as such, Jiraiya, you'll have to give me a full report and date when you leave and return to the village," Tsunade stated, earning a groan from the Sannin. "And I wanted to say something about you, Hinata. You have a gift that hasn't surfaced in your clan for 100 years. They are called the Tears of Rebirth, which as I was told could heal any wound or disease that it comes in contact with, so that is why I'm taking you under my wing for both protection from your clan, for they will want to make you into a baby factory. And the second is you'll be my apprentice because you have shown the most raw talent I've seen in years. With this, Hinata was both shocked and overjoyed, and she hugged Tsunade tightly, telling her thank you over and over again. Naruto was really happy for her, but he remembered his mission that Sarutobi gave him. Unsealing the documents from his glove, he handed it to Tsunade. Since you're going to be Hokage, you'll need this. It's a pardon that was given to me in old man Sarutobi's will for Itachi Uchiha. He'll be coming back to the village in 3 weeks with his friend the Jolly Blue Giant, which if I'm right he'll want to join the village, and this must not be discussed with anybody because it's an double S-ranked secret mission given to me. A few hours later the group began making their 3-day trip back to Konoha. When they had returned, Naruto and Hinata went straight home, in which they both got bone-crushing hugs from Anko and Kakashi. But as he realized that they truly cared for him, he found they should know about Kazuma. Hey sis. Bro, I've have something you should know about, Naruto said, gaining their attention. What is it, Naruto? They both asked in unison. Naruto went through his summoning seals and summoned Kazuma, scaring Kakashi and Anko both. This is Kazuma, or you might know him as Kyubi, but he is not. But it's not my place to tell you his story, so Kazuma, if you could? Yes. My name is Kazuma, and yes, I was the 9-tailed fox due to an accident coming into your world, but I did not attack your village, but one man who took everything from me. His name is Mujo, or you might know him as Orochimaru. He killed my wife Kanami and took my friend Ryuhu away, and I believe he is dead, but I followed him here. My body had changed and was tired, but before I fell asleep a man who was in severe pain with white eyes found me. Being the kind person I am, used a little of my altar to help him, and his eyes became red. Then I passed out. When I woke up I felt Mujo's energy, and I followed it to this village where you thought I was attacking and attacked me, so I defended myself. Then before I knew it I was sealed inside Naruto's body, and the rest is history. Both Anko and Kakashi both were sad, yet felt a new hate for Orochimaru. They both accepted Kazuma now that the truth was out. But after that Naruto said he had to run a few errands. He first stopped at the bank and withdrew a honest sum from his account, and he and Kazuma ran to Higarashi's shop to pick up his order. As they walked in they saw old man Higurashi had just finished selling a razor maelstrom to an umbu. Naruto, long time no see. Hey Mr. Higurashi, is my order done? Yes it is, I worked all week to finish it, and please call me Seiji as we are friends, he said with a smile. So how much do I owe you? Not a dime. Your weapons have been selling like hot cakes, especially the claw shot. Plus here is your cut of the profits, Seiji said, handing him a check for a large sum of money. Then he took Naruto and Kazuma to the back where the room was filled with the pieces to the chakra car. Wow, you got every piece right, impressive, Kazuma said, surprised. Yes, well, a lot of these pieces I've never seen before. Just what are you making, Naruto? Just a little project, and believe me it will be great, but I'm not franchising it, for it will be an original and for me to use only, but I do have 2 new designs for you I made 2 days ago, Naruto said, remembering the event. Flashback. Naruto was having a bad night, for he could not sleep. He had too many things on his mind. But just as extreme boredom had set in, he had 2 ideas. The first one was, if a jutsu like the wind blade could extend, why couldn't a blade be made out of pure chakra? And 2, a sword got in the way a lot in the ninja world and delayed vital movements that could allow you to stay alive in battle, so why not there be a sword with a retractable blade for easy carrying? He pulled out some graph paper and activated his Nekrogen, helping him design the first one. He intended to be a jutsu but failed. So he thought of a conduit to make the blade form, which was a umbu-grade katana handle with chakra manipulation seals plus his seal on it, so you could add your element to the blade. The second was just as it described, a broadsword that could retracted and was spring-loaded to extend the blade when needed, plus his seal on the handle of the blade. End flashback. Naruto handed him the schematics with pleasure to Seiji before saying, "My rule apply for these also, but I do want the first versions that are made." Naruto said, receiving a nod. "Fro Seiji." Then Naruto and Kazuma took all the pieces that were made and sealed them in 3 storage scrolls and left. As they were walking home, Naruto asked Kazuma, "How long do you think it will take you to make the car, Kazuma?" "About 3 days if you give me 15 shadow clones to help me," he stated as an umbu appeared in front of them. "Lord Namake's Lady Tsunade wishes to speak to you." "Okay. But Kazuma, here is some money and the shadow clones will follow you home. I'll be back as soon as I can," Naruto said, handing Kazuma some money and making the shadow clones before following the umbu to Tsunade's office. He entered and stood there in respect, as any ninja would have to do in case they got a mission. "So Naruto, you're quite the popular fellow in the ninja population right now, but I have called you here is because tomorrow after my inauguration I'm promoting you to Jonin and Hinata and Kazuma to Chun9," she stated, receiving a gasp and a smile from the blonde. "That is great, but Kazuma isn't a ninja, so how is he going to be promoted?" "Simple, I am granting him an honorary ninja license, so he will be an official ninja of Konoha, and you will also receive your pay for completing that mission from Sarutobi tomorrow. Other than what I just told you, you're dismissed," she stated, receiving a thank you from Naruto before he left. The first thing he did was run home and told Enko, Kakashi, Hinata and Kazuma, who was working hard with the clones on the car. "That's great, Naruto, congratulations, and you too, Hinata," Kakashi said. "Yeah, my little bro and soon-to-be sister-in-law will be among the elite ninjas in Konoha. Hell, even the ex-verbal is going to be a ninja," Enko said, earning both a chuckle and a glare from Kazuma, who was working on the motor of the car. "Yes, that is great news, Naru. I'm finally Chun9, which means I've beat both my sister and Niji for once," Hinata said happily. "Yeah, I've wanted to be a ninja a few years now, but I don't have any chakra, so I didn't think I could even if I wanted to, and I was out of the seal," Kazuma said happily. The next day all of Konoha Ninja included were in front of the Hokage Tower as they were introduced to their new Hokage. After about an hour it was Tsunade's turn for her speech. "Thank you for this honored position as Hokage, and I promise that I'll protect the village with everything I have. But as my first act as Hokage, I would like to reward 3 individuals for both retrieving and protecting me from Orochimaru's clutches," she said as Naruto, Hinata and Kazuma walked into the view of the people. "Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, you are here promoted to Jonin for outstanding courage, mastery and creation of advanced jutsu, and finally risking your life for your fellows in arms." Most of the civilian population were not pleased with this, but the ninja population was in an uproar of joy at his promotion. Next is Hinata Hyuga, you are hereby promoted to Chun9 for exceptional skill in the field of medicine, risking your life for a comrade in arms, and finally you shall be my apprentice from now on, Tsunade stated as the crow all but the Hyugas were applauding her. Next is a man who isn't a ninja but has shown that even if he doesn't have chakra you can still be powerful. Kazuma, you are appointed a ninja license and the rank of Chun9 for extreme knowledge of taijutsu, risking your life for a comrade and finally protecting the name of Konoha's honor, she stated as the crowd cheered for him, making him happy. As the ceremony ended, teams 8-10 and Team Guy offered to take the trio out to celebrate. Naruto and Hinata said yes, but Kazuma declined for he wasn't able to ingest food or drink, so Naruto sent him home with 20 shadow clones. The next day Naruto and Hinata woke up with a headache from all the sugar and music from last night. Walking outside, Naruto saw something he didn't expect to see. The car was finished and was bigger than the one in his mind that Kazuma built. Instead of a 2-seater it was a 4. "Well Naruto, what do you think? I worked all night with your clones and finished it early," Kazuma said, wiping some grease off his hands. "It's amazing, but it's bigger than the other one. Why?" I added a few extras to it like extra seats and some you'll see later. Kazuma said, sitting in the passenger's side, so now that it's done, let's take it for a test drive. Naruto nodded. Getting in and loading chakra into the steering wheel, steering it, and they were off to downtown. As they drove, Naruto noticed he couldn't hear it move until he noticed a sound. Barrier seal engraved on the hood of the car. As they got further in town, Naruto noticed Lee on a bridge sulking. He stopped the car next to Lee and asked, "Lee, your surgery is tomorrow, isn't it?" "Yes, but Lady Tsunade said there is a chance I won't make it." "Well, the damage to your arm and leg can't be that bad," Naruto said, activating his Necrogan, but before he could look at Lee's arm and leg he saw a suppression seal radiating on Lee's chest. A/N, no gay jokes, people it. "Lee, get in the car, we have to take you to Tsunade, you have some kind of seal on your body," he said as Lee did what he was told. They drove to the medical corps where Tsunade now supervised personally to find her already in an empty room. "What can I do for you boys?" Tsunade asked. "I found a suppression seal on Lee's chest and it seems to be blocking why he isn't able to use chakra." Tsunade was shocked as she did a diagnostic on Lee to find the same thing. "Lee, if this works you might be able to use chakra and you might have a better chance at surviving your surgery. Do you wish me to break it?" Lee nodded. She forced her chakra into the seal and it broke, but something else happened. Lee's body was engulfed in light as it began to change. Lee was no longer there, but a boy that looked 16 with green hair took his place. Both Naruto and Kazuma recognized the person and one name escaped their lips. Ryuhu. Chapter 6 Hell's Furry Darkness Falls Stage 3. Lee was now gone and a man with green hair and cold blue eyes took his place. Not only that, Naruto saw that both his arm and leg was healed. He slowly rose from the table. Looking over to Kazuma, then began gripping his head in pain. "Ryuhu, it is you, what the hell happened to you?" Kazuma asked in worried tone, grabbing Lee's shoulders. "Ryuhu, that sounds familiar," he said, gripping his head. "But one name keeps running through my head, Zetsui," he said as half the room dispersed in a rainbow mist forming a shape of a man. Said man was completely white with purple patches on its body. His arms were bonded together. 2 ribbon-like tentacles came from its back. And finally half of the being's face was covered by a mask-like armor. It walked up to Lee and placed one of its blade-like ribbons on his shoulder. Then just as soon as it did that, ID stated to disappear in the same rainbow mist in which it was created. "Can someone please explain what just happened?" Tsunade asked in an almost yelling tone. "No clue, but I guessing that when Mujo kidnapped Ryuhu he placed the seal on him and dumped him," Naruto said with a joyful yet sad tone, for Kazuma had his old friend yet he remembered nothing. "So Lee never existed at all, it was Ryuhu, which explains why he couldn't use chakra, because I cannot either," Kazuma stated as when he finished the old rock Lee side of Ryuhu came back and a dead to the world look came to his eyes as he assumed the fetal position. "My whole life is a lie, living as someone else, as I had no memory of who I was. What's the point of living?" Ryuhu said, tearing up. "Listen, you may not know who you are anymore, but you have friends who will care for you, whoever you are or think you are, like Naruto and me," Kazuma stated, earning a smile from Ryuhu. Just then Tsunade walked into the room with a file. "This was your file, Ryuhu. It says you were found outside the village when you were a baby, then you were adopted until you were 7. Your parents died while on a mission, leaving you their house and being on your own again, is that right?" Tsunade asked. "Yes, but I had to sell the house 3 years back to get into the academy. Now I live in an apartment a block away from the academy," Ryuhu stated as he then got a "No, you're not" from Naruto. "Ryuhu, I extend an invitation to you to live with me and my family at the Uzumaki/Namikaze estate as of today. Do you accept?" Browse just in Community Forum Beta's story search. Naruto plus Scried crossover, /Naruto_N_Scried_crossovers /1402/1800 plus. I would like to, but I don't have much money and. He was cut off as Naruto said. Money is not an issue, I have so much of it from my weapon designs and my family inheritance, so it's covered, you don't have to pay me, just live with us so you have it easier. Then I accept, buddy. Ryuhu said smiling. Ryuhu, now that your true identity has been revealed, I'm having you keep the name Rock Lee as an alias for mission purposes. Tsunade stated. Other than that, and a room that needs repaired, you are in good health, you may go, she said, pushing the trio out the door. Ryuhu, that leotard looks a little too small for you, so why don't you and Kazuma go get you some new clothes? My treat, and Kazuma will help you get packed until I get to you. Guys, later. Naruto said, handing Kazuma some money, then started down the hallway. Naruto, where are you going? Kazuma asked. To visit Sasuke, he got beat pretty bad, so I'm checking on him, he said, leaving Ryuhu and Kazuma heading to the receptionist desk. May I help you? A woman said. Yes, I'm looking for Sasuke Uchiha's room. Oh, it's room 201 down the hall there, she said, pointing to the room. Naruto walked in to see Sakura trying to feed Sasuke an apple while he ignored her. Hey guys, how has it been while I was gone? Naruto asked as both Sakura and Sasuke looked at him. Naruto, you're a Jonin, talk some sense into Sasuke, he's been asleep for a week and a half and refuses to eat, Sakura said as Sasuke slapped a plate off his lap, making it break on impacted upon the floor. He jumped off the bed and walked over to Naruto. Loser, fight me? Why do we have to fight? I'll get in trouble if I engage a Konoha Genin in an unauthorized match. On top of that, you are not on my squad, so the answer is no, Naruto said, walking for the door. As he tried to leave, but Sasuke threw a sucker punch at Naruto. It failed as Naruto caught it. Sasuke, stop this, I cannot fight you because of regulations. Otherwise I'd throw down with you in a heartbeat, but I can't, so I'll be on my way. Naruto left the hospital and drove Ryuhu's house to help him pack. As he got there, he found that he had dropped the leotard and was now sporting a black skin tight sleeveless shirt and a pair of umbu grade pants. And they were surrounded boxes. Ryuhu liked the new look, but is this everything? No, Kazuma is pushing my furniture to the living room. Leave the furniture you don't want, as every room in my estate is fully furnished, Naruto said, pulling out 3 storage scrolls, sealing everything away, and led them out the door. So Kazuma, you live with Naruto also? Ryuhu asked, not knowing their condition. Technically yes, but me and Naruto have a condition that we cannot explain out in the open, Kazuma said, giving a nod before letting the subject for now. After they arrived, they were greeted by Anko. Hey bro, who's your friend? Believe it or not, this is Lee, or was Lee, Naruto said, shocking Anko. Yes, his real name is Ryuhu, but was changed to Rock Lee after we believe Orochimaru aka Mujo dumped him after he conducted experience on him after he kidnapped him from my world, plus he has no memory of his old life, Kazuma said, receiving a gasp from Ryuhu. Well, that's a hard story to swallow, little bro, and by the looks of it you have not told Ryuhu there the whole story. Naruto mentally slapped himself for the slip-up, but at least they were in a safe location to reveal his and Kazuma's secret, in which he and Kazuma did. The rest of that day was spent teaching Ryuhu how to use his altar. He made great progress, plus in a spar Ryuhu and his altar Zetsui made one hell of a team. Plus both him and his altar were speed demon to boot. But just as the day got better, a disturbance wrecked their day. Naruto and Hinata were having a romantic dinner/picnic in the garden when Hayashi Hyuga, followed by 5 branch members, approached Naruto and Hinata. Uzumaki, step away from my property as I am taking her back, Hayashi said in please let me kill you tone. Hinata is not your property for one, and you are not in the position to be making demands, you bastard. Listen, you brat, she has a gift that has long been thought to have disappeared from our clan. Now I'm going to give it back to our clan. This way we'll be the most honored clan in the village. Just as he said this, Niji appeared in front of Hayashi in his gentle fist stance, ready to fight. Lord Hayashi, you must stop this. You might be arrested for treason. She protected by 3 laws now, Niji said, trying to save Hinata. But Hayashi made the sign of the tiger, activating the seal on Niji's forehead, immobilizing him, and continued his march at Hinata. Naruto jumped in front of Niji with his razor maelstrom drawn, ready for a scrap. Hinata ran to Niji to help him. I'm sorry, Hinata, I tried to stop him, he said weakly. No, don't be sorry, I am grateful you defended me. He is right. One Hinata is my fiancée, which falls under the Clan Resurrection Act. 2 You disowned her, which means you can't touch her or say she is your daughter, and finally she is the apprentice of Lady Hokage, so you will be charged with treason if you touch her, so I'll give you till 3 to get off my property, Naruto said, starting the count as they kept moving forward. 2 They kept coming, so Naruto stretched his sword arm high above his head. Finally, 3 Naruto slashed high sword down with a yell of Uzumaki art, Hell Fire River. Just that a river of black flame came flying at Hayashi and his men. Unfortunately for Naruto, Hayashi used his rotation, blocking the whole attack. He ran at Naruto ready for a killing blow when 3 Umbu Black Op guards stopped Hayashi with their swords to his throat. Lord Hyuga, you have just violated 4 laws. You are hereby under arrest, the bird-masked Umbu said as the cat and wolf-masked Umbu tied his arms to his back, as they did to his guards also. Then they took them off to jail. The rest of the night went on without a hitch until exactly at 2 a.m. Naruto was awoken by an Umbu with a summon form from Tsunade. He arrived by car not even 10 minutes later to see Tsunade was extremely pissed. Naruto, I have summoned you because as of a half hour ago Sasuke defected to go to Orochimaru, so you have 5 minutes to assemble a team and retrieve Sasuke Uchiha, she said, shocking Naruto. Alright, I want Chujiya Kimichi, Shikamaru Nara, Niji Hyuga, Kiba Inuzuka, Rock Lee and Kazuma. Very well, this is an S-rank mission, so try not to fail and get to the north gates. You leave in 5 minutes, she said, dismissing as he ran to his car, summoning Kazuma. You know the mission? He asked, getting a nod from Kazuma. They arrived at the gate to be the first ones there. Less than 2 minutes everybody arrived at the gate. Listen up, as of surveillance scout Sasuke Uchiha has abandoned Konoha escorted by 4 of Orochimaru's ninjas, so here is the plan. Squad 1 will be me, Lee and Kazuma. Team 2 will be led by Shikamaru and will lead the chase as we circle around in this motor vehicle for an ambush. Everyone is to keep in contact by radio. Get ready, we leave in 1 minute, Naruto said as they all nodded. But Niji saw Lee and was baffled. Lee, is that you? He asked. Yes, Niji, but you may only call me Lee on missions, for my real name is Ryuhu, but I'll see you on the battlefield, Ryuhu said, getting in the car. Naruto. Naruto heard and turned to see Sakura's face, who was crying hysterically. Naruto, you're Sasuke's best friend, please just bring him back to me. Don't worry, I will. If I fail this time I'll try again till he's back here to you, and that's a promos of a lifetime, he said, flashing his famous smile at her. So how am I supposed to approach this, Naruto? Shikamaru asked. Go any way you see fit. If you can divide their forces, we will try to get Sasuke to come back, Naruto said while motioning Team 2 to move out as Naruto, Kazuma and Ryuhu in the car took a parallel path in silence. Naruto looked with his Nekrogan and saw Orochimaru's ninjas had a good head start, but they were now carrying a coffin with Sasuke nowhere in sight. He then looked inside the coffin and sure enough Sasuke was in it. But the bizarre was he was going into some kind of transformation. Darkness falls to lazy genius? Lazy genius here copy. The enemy has Sasuke in a coffin, retrieve it at all costs. Copy that. Shikamaru said, cutting the transmit ion. Naruto, Ryuhu and Kazuma then began their high-speed drive in order to pass the enemy in order to ambush them if need be. About a half-hour later they had caught up but not wanting to be noticed, and Naruto hid his chakra like Jiraiya had taught him. The sound ninjas had stopped to rest. Naruto, Kazuma and Ryuhu then began to formulate a plan of action. But they all agreed on letting Team 2 to start the first assault, then they would make their move when they were weakened. After a little while Naruto started eavesdropping, learning that they had already been in a fight with another group of Konoha nin and were tired after he heard about their strange power. Not even 10 minutes later Team 2 had put the sound nins in a frenzy with one of Shikamaru's well-thought-out plans. Then they separated the so-called Sound 4 from each other, with each one fighting a member of Team 2. But just before Naruto, Kazuma and Ryuhu could do their snatch and grab, a white-haired man had snatched the coffin and started to run off. Naruto, Ryuhu and Kazuma pursued the man into a large clearing. The man just stopped in his tracks, setting the coffin down, turning his gaze to the trio. "If you fools do not wish to die, leave now," he said in an almost emotionless tone. "Hand over Sasuke and we will," Naruto stated, making the man chuckle. "And why would I give my master's next vassal to pathetic weaklings like you three?" the man said, almost laughing. "This is why." The trio yelled in unison as they attacked the man. But just as they did, what looked like bones stretched out of his body, blocking their attacks. They got ready for Round 2 when the coffin suddenly exploded, revealing Sasuke's slowly transforming body returning to normal. "Sasuke, end this foolishness and come back with us," Naruto called out to Sasuke. But Sasuke just started laughing like a madman before taking off. "Sasuke!" Naruto yelled, trying to chase him, but the man who they were fighting ran at him with a bone sword in hand, ready for a killing blow. But was cut off by Ryuhu, who cut the man off with a kick to the face. "Naruto, go, we'll handle things here," Ryuhu said, motioning him to leave. "Yeah, but activate your altar so I can use mine," Kazuma said, while Naruto did just that as he ran after Sasuke. "That was a strong kick, but before we get serious, may I ask for your names?" the man asked. "Kazuma, the Cell Bullet," Kazuma stated proudly. "Ryuhu, and what is yours?" Ryuhu asked. "Kimuro Kagaya, now prepare yourselves, I hate to kill an opponent that is not prepared," he said, charging forward. "Well, Ryuhu, let's show him what we altar users got," Kazuma said as his arm split apart that was forced back together by gold rings. Then a gold, orange and red armor covered his arm and 3 blade-like fins appeared on his back. "I agree with you, my friend, let's show him we're not pushovers, Zetsui," Ryuhu said as Zetsui appeared in front of Ryuhu, stretching its ribbon, stopping Kimuro's bone sword from hitting Ryuhu. "What is our strange-looking thing that have appeared for you?" Kimuro asked, jumping back, avoiding a punch from Kazuma and a ribbon slash from Zetsui. "These are our altar, a power he have from our wood, and you should give up, you can't win," Kazuma said, both answering his question and warning him he was now in over his head. "Never, Lord Orochimaru must receive his new body even if it costs me my life," he said as bones began to spring out of his back and left arm. The one that came from his back turned into a whip, and the bones on his arm made a drill-like weapon. "I live to serve Lord Orochimaru, and I will kill you in his name," he shouted, charging, lashing the whip at Ryuhu and focusing the drill at Kazuma. "If that's the way you want it, fine, here goes nothing." Shocking first bullet, Kazuma yelled as the first fin on his back broke apart, creating an energy gale, propelling himself forward, fist out in front of him, breaking the bone drill to pieces, while Zetsui using his ribbons cut the whip to shreds. "I won't let you beat me like this," Kimuro yelled as the mark on his chest started glowing and stretched out all over his entire body, changing him into a beast. His skin was now purple and large bone spikes came out of his back. Then a tail sprouted from his, not going there. And he once again formed the drill and whip. And he charged at them. Again. Kazuma punched the ground, sending himself into the air before he started falling, yelling. Annihilating second bullet. As the second fin broke up, propelling him down. Making contacted with the drill, but this time his altar started to crack. Seeing an opening, Kimuro found an opening, punching Kazuma, sending him flying back. Ryuhu saw Kazuma get hit, took off his leg weights and charged at Kimuro right beside Zetsui, using their insane speed to attack. The Ryuhu had Zetsui wrap up Kimuro with his ribbons while he did a high-speed leaf hurricane, landing the kick to at Kimuro's face. But it had no effect. Kimuro was smiling like a madman as his drill started spinning, cutting Zetsui's steel like ribbons like they were nothing. Then with a swing of his arm he sent the whip, which wrapped up Ryuhu and lunged his drill through Zetsui, destroying him. Then he sent Ryuhu flying into a tree. Kimuro started to laugh. Where all that power you had before go, it's like you're nothing but weaklings now, he said, gaining a rage-filled roar from Kazuma. Kazuma was a very passive man, but you never call him weak. But that's when the battle turned. Kazuma's arm dissolved and reformed, but this time it was bigger in width, and in the middle of the fist was like a small black hole that consumed energy. And on his back a blade-like propeller appeared, which started spinning, lifting him off the ground. A/N, okay, as long as Naruto has his altar active, Kazuma can use the first 2 stages of his altar. Naruto has to be in stage 3 for Kazuma to use his. It's not over yet. Kazuma yelled, flying at Kimuro, who extended his drill hoping to block the attack, but on impacted Kazuma's fist released a powerful blast of energy as he yelled, "Shell bullet," which busted through Kimuro's bone drill like it was nothing. Then the rest of the blast hit Kimuro head on, sending him flying back, making a crater when he hit the ground. With that, Kazuma collapsed. Ryuhu ran to Kazuma's side, but not a second later large tree-like bones began to erupt from the earth, almost killing them both if not for a bed of sand, both levitating them and protecting them. Just as Ryuhu sighed, Kimuro appeared from out of a bone tree with a bone sword, trying to stab both Kazuma and Ryuhu, yelling, "I will make you pa." He couldn't finish as he was dead from his disease finally taking its toll on him. Now with Naruto. He had followed Sasuke to the Valley of End, where Sasuke was standing on the statue of Madara's head with Naruto on the first Hokage's head. "Sasuke, come on, you need to come back. You have no clue what Orochimaru has planned to do to you." "Of course I do, you pathetic loser. He will give me power so that I may kill my brother and have my revenge," Sasuke said as he started laughing again. Naruto jumped over and tackled Sasuke down, then punched him with his left fist. Sasuke took hold of Naruto's shirt and began lifting him in the air. "Such power, I want more, but I might lose my mind if I use it too long," he thought to himself. "I'll bring you back, Sasuke. You're not yourself. Let your friends help you," Naruto said before getting a rib-breaking punch to his gut. "No, you won't. I have severed those ties, and it will stay that way till Itachi is dead. Listen, old man, Hokage left me a secret when he died, saying Itachi didn't kill anyone, it was Madara who did it. Your own father was planning a coup so that he could turn me into a weapon," Naruto said before being thrown at the first Hokage's statue, making a crater in it. "I will not listen to your lies. You have never had a family, so you don't know what it's like to have that kind of bond and have them taken away from you." "You're wrong, Sasuke. I do know what it's like to both have a family and to lose family," Naruto said, getting out of the crater. "When I found out my mother died giving birth to me, that hurt more than you know. I took her life, and on top of that my father died, sealing Kazuma inside of me, leaving me and my adopted older brother and sister orphans. But the bond between you and me. Before I found out I still had family, I thought of you as my brother, and you're trying to destroy that for revenge," Naruto said with tears in his eyes. "I'll bring you back even if I have to break every bone in your body." He held using his blackout first bullet on Sasuke. But he missed, for Sasuke jumped back, flashing through his fireball jutsu, sending a large fireball at Naruto. But Naruto unsheathed his razor maelstrom, swinging it, yelling, "Namikaze art, Hurricane Gale Dragon." A large dragon made of wind flew through the fireball as if it wasn't there and slammed into Sasuke, sending him into the water below. Naruto descended to the water using his chakra to stick to the top. But just as he went to check on Sasuke, he burst out of the water using a kunai, forced Naruto's razor maelstrom out of his hand into the water. This upset him because that sword was irreplaceable. It had Gobi's power over all elemental affinities, but a piece of him was in it. Back with Ryuhu, and Kazuma had placed Kimaro's lifeless body in a crater that Kazuma had made earlier and were burying him when the hole filled with living sand and a figure walked out of the wood. He had red hair, a tattoo on his forehead, and carrying a gourd. "Gaara, is that you?" Ryuhu and Kazuma asked in unison. "Do I know either of you?" Gaara asked them both. "You don't know me because I live inside the seal on Naruto's stomach. My name is Kazuma, or you might know me by the name that this world gave me, Kyubi," Kazuma said, receiving a half surprised and half I don't care look from Gaara. "But you do know Ryuhu there, or should I say Lee," he said as Gaara's eye widened when he heard Ryuhu was Lee. "Yes, I was Lee until they found a suppression seal on me. But I still don't remember who I was. But that enough about me. What brings you here, Gaara?" Ryuhu asked. "Our village owes your village a department of gratitude, and I owe Naruto my life for opening my eyes," he said in his emotionless tone. Back with Naruto now. In a fit of rage he used his lat 2 bullets on Sasuke but missed both times. But that's where things got bad. Sasuke, taken advantage of Naruto not having any more bullet, began the biggest beatdown of Naruto's life. But as Naruto was sent to the bottom of the river, he activated stage 2 of his altar. His arm disappeared and reformed to its full glory. A/N, not going to explain it because it's a pain in the ass. If you can't remember, read chapter 2. Bursting out of the water and into flight, he charged at Sasuke full speed, using a shadow shock bullet on Sasuke, making him ram into the cavern wall. As the dust cleared, there stood Sasuke with curse marks covering his face and had a Chidori in his hand. Before Naruto could react, he had said Chidori through his left lung. He collapsed and could hear Sasuke laughing. Then everything went black. "Do you plan on laying there, or do you plan to fight?" said a voice. "If you hadn't noticed, I had a Chidori shoved through my chest," Naruto said in a sarcastic tone. "And they say humans really are weak. Get up, you need to finish your fight," the voice said. "Wait, who the hell are you?" The room lit up to reveal a blazing hot brimstone cave with 2 huge red eyes that could scare Kami himself were staring at him. The figures walked out of the darkness to reveal a black dragon. But that wasn't what got Naruto. It was the 10 flailing tails and 4 extra heads attached to the dragon. "What's the matter, boy? Do you fear my presence?" the dragon asked. Naruto regained his composure and said, "Hell no, and you still have not answered my question. Who are you?" "You have guts, boy." "I have many names: the Destroyer, the Span of Hell. But most importantly, my true name is Nasariu, the King of all Demons," the dragon gloated. A/N, no comments. "Yes, I added myself to the story as 2 characters, but just so you know, Naruto's uncle was named after the dragon. This is another plot twist." "Okay, for one, why do you have the same name as my uncle?" "2, am I dead? I'm looking at the King of Demons, for Christ's sake." "No, you're not dead, but as for your uncle, he was named after me because his Nekrogan activated at birth," said the 5-headed dragon. "How do you know about the Nekrogan?" Naruto asked coldly. I should know about it because I created it and I had my part in creating the power called altar alone with my underlings. Why have you brought me here, Lord Nasariu? Ah-ha. There's the respect for me. Well, since you just passed my test, I summoned you to save your life for one and offer you a deal. What is the deal? I'll give you the final form of your altar and extreme healing properties. In return I get to use your altar as my eyes to your world, for I can no longer tread there. For the rest of eternity, as punishment for allowing the creation of that wretched man Mujo existence. So do you accept? Do you even need to ask? Of course I'll take. Naruto said, making the dragon laugh. Man, you remind me so much of Kyuubi when he was still alive, but tell the new Kyuubi Kazuma that he will gain his freedom and body back soon. Well, that's all. I wanted to say you will now go back to your world and finish that fight. The dragon roared and Naruto's world went black. Out in the real world, which was only seconds later, Sasuke watched Naruto's lifeless body envelop in a black aura and slowly rise upwards into a standing position as his wound from the Chidori healed instantly. But that wasn't the strangest thing. Chunks of the cavern walls disappeared into a black mist and flew to Naruto, transforming his left arm into the same one as the right. But the unexpected really happened. Naruto's razor maelstrom shot out of the water and into the cloud of black mist that continued to surround Naruto, making visibility of the boy zero. After about a minute the mist dispersed and revealing Naruto completely covered in armor. His head looked like it was a helmet inside a dragon's mouth. The only thing you could see in the helmet was Naruto's necrogon flaring. His arms were the same old darkness falls, but his upper torso was covered in a thick-looking animalistic mechanical armor. From the stomach to his knees he was covered in a scaly-like black cloth. On his back his razor maelstrom became his tail, but every link was separated into its full stretched length. And from the knees down there was heavy-looking armor resembling a dragon's hind legs. Naruto looked at himself in approval as his new altar sent surges of power through his body. This power, it's amazing, I like it. Now you're going down, Sasuke, he half yelled. Hey kid, don't let it go to your head, as you can only use it this time for 10 minutes before it starts damaging your body, as you need time to adapt and unlock its full power. Is that you, Lord Nasariu? No, it's you, long-lost grandmother, and now continue the fight and win. Sasuke jumped back at Naruto's altar change. Just because you made a costume change doesn't mean you can still beat me, loser. Sasuke shouted, flashing through several hand signs while screaming in his head, fire style, grand fireball jutsu. Sending a massive fireball at Naruto. Naruto smirked as he jumped up and slashed his tail towards the fireball, yelling Uzumaki/Namake's art, Necro Maelstrom. As his tail became a vortex of wind, blades, metal and hellfire. The attack cut straight through the fireball and sent Sasuke into the cavern wall. By this time Naruto's left side went numb. So you have a power that makes you special, so do I, but yours seems to have taken a toll larger than mine. Dose me, Sasuke said, walking out of the dust. His skin was now darker and he had a shuriken-shaped mark in the middle of his face. And his hair had grown and turned purple. Finally 2 arms with webbed hands sprouted from his back, making it look like wings. Even in this form I have a time limit, so let's let the final attack decide the battle. What do you say, loser? I couldn't agree with you more, bastard. Naruto replied as both a resin hell bullet formed in his hand and 2 dragon wings sprouted out of his back. Both ninjas tool flight at each other with their respective jutsus aiming at each other. They clashed and it was a battle of supremacy until both jutsu back lashed, making a large sphere of energy distorting the waterfall. While inside memories of the past ran through their minds, making them respect each other more. But the energy faded, leaving only Sasuke standing holding his arm. He took one last look at his friend whose armor was now gone and swore he will get power his way and not his brother's way. But before he limped away his headband fell off next to Naruto's sword. About 5 minutes later Kakashi arrived to find Naruto unconscious. Thanking God his little brother was alive, he scooped him and his weapons plus Sasuke's headband and set off. Back to Konoha. Thank you for watching the video, and comment down below if you want to see the next part. And of course, like, subscribe and turn on post notifications, and I'll see you in the next video.